if these walls could talk, the stories they would tell.
I'm sure a lot of the older Minutemen came here and had conversations and enjoyed a drink.
Frederica Olson grew up in the Big White House, a tavern back in the day. She's the 6th generation owner.
When I was a kid, there was an indoor outhouse in the back corner here. And this room that we're in was kind of like a shed.
For 220 years, the 3-story home has stood prominently in the center of Hollis, a stone's throw from the town green where Minutemen trained.
It was a store, a post office, and a tavern from the time it was built in 1806.
Frederica's family bought the house in 1875 and closed the tavern. The post office had already moved. But a few years ago, she decided to bring it all back.
I love history, and I think this is an interesting house, and I would like people to be able to see it.
4 rooms on the first floor have been converted to their original grandeur. A gentleman's meeting room, ladies' parlor, the post office and general store, and the tavern.
This is Gould's Tavern.
Named after Ambrose Gould, who built the house and got the first license for the tavern. This silhouette of his family is on loan to Frederica.
We're really, really tickled to have this.
A cage bar fills the corner. At night, the taverner would lower the bars.
It'd be locked up so no one could get into the bar and steal the liquor, because they didn't know who was coming in on the stagecoach.
But taverns were more than just drinking establishments.
They were meeting places. People came and exchanged ideas, thoughts, got their mail, maybe had a meal, maybe had a drink, maybe not.
They'd conduct business in the gentleman's meeting room.
The taverns often had gentlemen's meeting rooms because they were built before town halls and courthouses.
Her ancestors left a treasure trove of old records and keepsakes, giving a glimpse into life in the 1800s and earlier.
My family threw out nothing over how many generations? 6, 7. So things in the attic I hauled out.
Even this musket ball, pulled out of the ankle of an ancestor who fought at Bunker Hill.
His name was Captain Reuben Dow, and he survived and lived to be an elderly man. And he trained Minutemen on the Common.
Here's an account of items he lost while serving, including a gun and a coat.
September 30th, 1851.
This ledger details the belongings of a man who passed away.
1 mahogany rocking chair, $4. 6 chairs in the room with bureau, $3.75.
Women would head to the ladies' parlor if they didn't want to be in the bar with the rowdy men. They'd sip tea and rest after a day fox hunting.
After she's through fox hunting and they stop for their tea, the dog holds her gloves for her while she has tea.
She'd often use this little device to manage her dress.
You would wear it on your pinky. It would pick up the hem of your skirt, slide this down, would hold it, so you could get in and out of the stagecoach or dance without tripping on
You're kidding.
on your gown.
Another ancestor wrote a dictionary around the same time as Noah Webster. Joseph Emerson Worcester and Webster got into big battles.
They even had cartoons of the 2 authors
Duking
it out, but we know who won that battle.
Yeah.
The post office and the general store show off original Hollis mailboxes.
They're not the original ones for this house. Those were very crude and destroyed, I understand. But these are from the 1880s. There's some Worcesters and a lot of names that are still... Hardy's still here. There's one really interesting thing in here. This was a ledger that belonged to one of my family members who had a business. He rented things and sold things. And it shows that he rented a horse to go 4 miles for 20 cents. He rented an ox to do work for 40 cents. He bought 15 pounds of veal at 5 cents a pound.
When Frederica leads her free tavern tours, she always asks visitors to guess the gadget.
Any idea what this is?
To measure flour or something? Am I way off?
It's called a cheese cradle. You'd put a wheel of cheese in there, cut a wedge, turn it, cut a wedge, turn it.
Frederica constantly looks for antique items that'll help decorate her period rooms, but sometimes they just come out of the woodwork, like this ratty old boot she recently found in a wall. It's called a concealment shoe.
People used to put by a chimney, behind a wall, by a door, and it was usually a child's shoe or boot, used, worn, patched.
It's supposed to keep evil spirits and witches away. Frederica says it's worked through all these generations. She's hoping her son Hans will be the 7th generation.
It's important for my mother, so it's important for me. And to have that generational knowledge and to be able to pass that on to the next generation, to my kids, and hopefully on to their kids.
Preserving a family history while educating the world.